All right, we're going to draw a multi-view of this shape number 11. And this is going to be kind of starting from step one. How do you set up this engineering notebook to do this? And so the first thing that you're going to need to do is approximately, halfway down your page, try to do your best to get that estimate. Take your pencil, and we are going to, and I'm going to use a pen just so you can see it better. From this margin line, let's go ahead and cut that page in half. And I'm going to focus just on this top half of my engineering notebook. I'm going to go ahead and also make a line. I'm a little off center here, so I'm actually going to add another line a ½ inch below it. But what we'd like to do is have this ½ inch bar that goes all the way across your screen. This is our title block, and we're always going to name what our document or what our drawing is. And this one happens to be from the 11 of 12 drawing sheet. So that's how we're going to start that. I'm going to draw this as if you had never drawn a multi-view before. So the first thing that we're going to do is we need to start our drawing in the correct spot. From this corner, we always put our drawings 1 inch over and 1 inch up. So that is going to be the corner of our first view. Our first view is going to be our front view. And if you remember from isometrics, this is the front view. I'm going to go ahead and highlight every surface that is going to be seen on that front view. So I'm going to see these orange surfaces. So I need to draw those in a two-dimensional way. So this corner right here is going to be at that corner. Let's go ahead and draw the width of this. So the width of this object is 2 inches. This line right here is 2 inches. Now, if you need to use a ruler, use a ruler. Let's draw these nice straight edges. There's 1 inch, there's 2 inches. That's that line. Our height would be right here. I need to draw that line. That's 1.5 inches. And let's go to this corner here. This goes up 1/2 inch before it starts slanting up. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that 1/2 inch. And even though I can see that this goes over 1/2 inch as well, when looking at it from a straight front view, I'm also going to see this edge right here. So that would be a full inch. At that point, it angles down, and I'm going to connect these lines together. Now we're not quite done. We do have the outside profile of this shape complete, but there's other lines that we're missing. This corner, which is the same as this corner, and this line right here that sort of completes the L. So I'm going to draw in those two lines. And now my front view is complete. The next view I'm going to put in is either my right side or my top. It doesn't matter which one that you do. Let's go ahead and let's do the top view. So when I look down at this object, I'm going to see this surface and that surface, and that surface. That top view is going to start an inch away from the top, from the front view, and it needs to be perfectly aligned. Perfectly aligned. And when I look down at this object, let's just think of, in general, the outside profile of this is going to be a rectangle. And so I already know that this is the width of my object. Well, the width of my object doesn't change. So why don't we just go ahead and draw the width in? We do need to know the depth. The depth is 1.25 inches. It looks like it's a good thing I moved that down at the beginning because I'm right at the very top. So that's the outside profile, but there's other detailed lines in here that I need to show. So, for example, this surface right here goes in 1/2 inch. Well, look at that. There's that starting point of it right there. It lines up. It goes back 3/4 of an inch. The depth is 3/4. There's a width here for a 1/2 inch. And then it goes back 1/2 inch. So let's call this surface A, right? This is surface A right here. What about surface B? Well, the outside edge of it is already drawn right here. This line is not identified yet, so I'm going to add that in. And we now have surface B. Even though it's slanted, when you look at it straight on, it looks like a rectangle. And surface C is already drawn for us as well. So the top view is done. And the last view that we're going to do is our right side view. So let's take a look here. This is going to be shown on the right side. So is this. And actually, so is this. That actually looks orange now. So that view is seen on another angle. The right side view is going to be looking at it from this side. And so again, looking at this straight on, it's going to look like a rectangle. Well, it's going to start 1 inch from the front view. I know the height because it's the same as the front. I know the depth because it's the same as the top. And this is going to represent depth on a right side view. Let's number these surfaces. This is surface 1. Well, surface 1, which would be kind of right there, that corner lines up with that view. Surface 2, which is kind of right there. All right. And I also can see surface 2 right there. And I can see that surface 2 has a depth of 3/4, which can be identified right here. That is surface 2. And surface 3, which is right here, is already drawn for us. So that is a completed multi-view drawing.